Hi everybody, it's Mix Morris here, and I just have a few things I want to tell you in giving you an announcement today. So, you'll notice that there is a slightly different banner that we have. So first of all, I have our agenda for today. First is to be your best and kindest self, as always. The second is to do 15 minutes of iReady reading, because it's a Monday. Third, you are doing your mastery check parts 1 and 2, which is found right at the bottom of your current lesson folder. I'll show you where that is. And last but not least, number 4, click on next unit in the spotlight, part 2, and start lesson 1. I'll show you where that is as well. If you want to see me today, I'm having my first newspaper club meeting with the newspaper club on Zoom today at 3. The meeting ID is right here, and the password is just Breed News, all lowercase. So you'll notice that there are only 3 buttons now to make things a little bit easier. First is your daily work, second is your read on Epic, and the third is to get in the green zone. We'll talk more about this when I come back, but if you ever have any free time, you can start to explore it. So, daily work. In here you'll see your current lesson like you've been working on the whole time. When you click into there and you come down to the bottom, you're going to see that the In the Spotlight mastery checks have been published for you. So there's a part 1 and there's a part 2. In part 1, basically you're just summarizing the different paragraphs from the story in the spotlight by finding the main idea of each paragraph and writing it down. In part 2, you're just writing a summary where you basically just use transition words, write your main ideas, and make a full summary out of it. So there's no mastery check folder or button anymore. You're just going to go to the bottom of the current lessons folder and look for the mastery check part 1 and part 2. Alright, now say that you are done with that. And you're moving to next unit in the spotlight part 2. So you're going to go into daily work. Right here, next unit in the spotlight. Unit part 2. Lesson 1, writing complete sentences. So, me and Mrs. Cashman were talking and figured that it might be a little bit easier to have you all have a smaller chunk, so you'll have a lesson with just a couple of steps in it, a mastery check at the end, before you move on to the next part, so that it's not a ton of different things before you get to a mastery check. So when you click on lesson 1, you'll see that there's an individual progress tracker. There are 3 must-dos, 1 should-do, and then your mastery check for that lesson. So it's a lot smaller, more manageable, things like that. So when you click right here, this is the first thing you want to click on. Lesson 1, individual progress tracker. When this pops up for you, you have to let it load for a moment before you touch anything. You're going to click my document, which I believe will be right here. It'll pop up, it'll have your name, and then it will say edit right about here. You'll click on edit and it'll open up the document for you. If you just click right here, it's not going to let you edit the document, it'll only let you view it. On your end, you have to click edit, and then when you're done editing, you come back to this same page and click on the submit button. For a preview, this is what you'll see. Your lesson 1, writing complete sentences. By the end of this unit, you'll be able to use the race writing strategy to write an essay about the ways to overcome glossophobia. That's our unit goal. Down here, you'll have 3 objectives that go along with our lesson and our 3 must-dos. So, I will be able to write a list of the 5 things a complete sentence must have. I will be able to correctly identify the different parts of a complete sentence. And I will be able to fix each sentence fragment to make it a complete sentence. So down here, I've given you 2 columns. One column you can put a little X when you complete, and your steps. So step 0 is just me putting an X next to this one as an example. So I completed step 0. I'm just going to put a big X right here. So as you complete each step, you can put an X next to it so that you know that you're done and ready to move on to the next piece. This is like a new checklist, and it's all virtual for you. You don't really have to submit your progress tracker, but it's a good way for you to be able to see where you're going, what you've done so far. So basically you're just going to start with this video and post, then you're going to do a Nearpod, you're going to fix some sentence fragments, watch a video, and then you'll have your mastery check. And that is all that you need to know that is new. I hope that you all have a wonderful Monday. I hope to see you after Thanksgiving pretty soon. I'll give you updates when I have them, but until then, have a great day, and you can always send me a message if you have any questions.